In this video, I check out Felipe Angeles, which is Mexico City's new international airport. I both fly out of the airport and arrive back at the airport, so I can give you transportation options and prices for both arriving and departing. Be sure to watch right to the end of the video as I discover a great service on how to get from the airport back into the city. Something to note with both the cost and the time of the Uber is that I went on a weekend. If you go during rush hour during the week, it'll be more expensive and probably take a lot longer. This is Mexico City's new airport. Felipe Angeles with the airport code NLU. It's built kind of way out of the city, and there's a lot of discussion about whether it was a good idea or not. It took me only about an hour to get here in an Uber from Roma Norte, and I think the main issue is there's just not good public transportation. Like, there's no train or anything like that to get to it, so you have to pay a taxi or an Uber. It's like a little museum inside the airport about Felipe Angeles, General Felipe Angeles. Looks like it's one huge terminal building. A lot easier to get through here than the main Mexico City airport, which is so huge. But again, I think really the main issue is just not having proper public transportation to get out here. Really quick and efficient to get through security and right into the main terminal, like 5 minutes. It's the public transportation, I think, that's really the main issue. You get into the airport way quicker, like to your gate, than the other Mexico City airport. You can only imagine how much a taxi is going to charge when you land here to get back into the city. And from the Mexico City airport, I took the subway, and it was 5 pesos to get to Roma Norte, so like 25 cents. Wow, this place is absolutely massive. They have built this for the future. It's kind of empty right now, but it looks like it goes for like a half a kilometer in either direction there. Holy cow. They've got this set up for a lot of use well into the future. So new and clean here. A lot of kind of shops and restaurants, like big brand type of ones. Got here way too early because I didn't know how long the ride from the city would take. It took about an hour. It was so fast to get through security, like 5 minutes. And everything is so easy to access here because it's so new. Getting through the airport is 1,000 times easier than the big Mexico City airport. Just the public transportation and the access to get out of here just makes it a lot tougher to get to than the other airports. The Crocs and the Carl's Jr. There's flights to a lot of domestic destinations here, like every city in Mexico almost, the bigger cities. Puerto Escondido, Cancun, Chetumal, Tulum, Huatulco, Mérida, Guadalajara.
El equipaje de mano deberá ser colocado debajo del asiento frente a ustedes para acomodar sus pertenencias.
Aeromexico welcomes you aboard.
The airport itself was extremely efficient, easy to get around, well built. Everything seemed to be placed kind of where it should be. It was really delightful actually moving through the airport. Just the distance from the city is really the main issue, and there needs to be some type of train, really a high-speed train that came from the city out there, and then it would be a much better experience. You don't have to go through all the traffic to get out there. I ended up arriving back at Felipe Angeles Airport so I can go over the transportation options, some of them that I found, and show my experience of arriving at the airport as well. Actually ended up flying back through NLU, Felipe Angeles International Airport, and so I'm going to see the transportation options on how to get into the city from the airport. I know that Uber is not allowed to pick up here, and there are no direct buses, I believe, into Mexico City. So I'm going to see how much a taxi is and where the buses may go to, if at all. It's actually a lot more walking once you get off the plane than there was to get on the plane. It's actually quite big, the arrivals. So I just got quoted 900 pesos for a taxi to go to Roma Norte, which is almost twice as much what I paid an Uber to come out here. But there is apparently a van for, I think she said 170 pesos approximately, that goes to, there's one that goes to, I think, Centro, one that goes to Roma and Condesa, and one that goes to Polanco. So that's the option that I'm gonna try and figure out. She says just a couple minutes walk from here, and you buy the tickets from like a ticket booth, not from the chauffeur. Follow the yellow marks on the floor and that will get you to the bus station. I'm in the bus station here. There's actually a number of different companies, ADO, and the woman mentioned go to the taquilla, the ticket office for the van. Actually a really big number of different bus and van companies operating here. It's good to see. It looks like probably 10 or 12 different companies. The information desk was extremely helpful. They were the ones who directed me to this company. And I happened to be going to Roma Norte, so they directed me to this van service. But I think no matter where you'd be going in Mexico City or beyond, they'd be able to tell you at the information desk where to go and maybe what service can help you out. So far, so good. Wow, that was actually super efficient. And most of this information doesn't seem to be online yet. But it was 140 pesos for this van to go to Roma Norte, actually to La Condesa, and it leaves at 4:30, so looks like I may not even have to wait much more than about 5 minutes. So there's actually a really great service, and I was lucky I caught it because I bought my ticket at 4:29 and the next bus went at 4:30, and then there's not another one to 7:30. The bus went to, or a van, it's a 20-seater van. Basically this is Parque España, so a major landmark in La Condesa, and it took about an hour and 15 minutes to get from Felipe Angeles to La Condesa, Parque España. It is a Saturday though, so I'm guessing during the week it may take longer. Cost 140 pesos. The van was about, I'd say 80% full. There's only 3 or 4 empty seats. I would still say the distance, the time though to get from that airport is, unless the ticket was a lot cheaper at that airport, I think it is still just quite a bit easier to go from the main Mexico City airport, because you can catch the metro for 5 pesos, and that goes every 5 minutes. Also, you can get an Uber at the main Mexico City airport, which you cannot at Felipe Angeles. So unless the ticket was a lot cheaper, I think I would still prefer to fly out of the main Mexico City airport. But this van service was definitely it was excellent, and I'm so glad I was able to get it just at the last minute without even knowing that it existed.